Joy Guru, I am Amalendu Chatterjee. I am an ex-associate professor and a SPR. I do discuss religious or spiritual or related topics as far as my little knowledge goes. Do subscribe to this channel of mine, namely Anukul Kotha, if you like my deliberation. Today, I would like to enumerate a brief life history of a devotee, namely Haripada Saha. As a matter of fact, it has been my cherished desire to state the story of God and disciple. In Bengali, it is called Bhakta Bhagavan Kotha, God and devotee. Haripada Saha, the name Haripada Saha is not a very prominent one. He is definitely, in this case, the name of the devotee is Haripada Saha, and the name of the God is definitely Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha. And at first, I must acknowledge my indebtedness to Mrs. Bandana Dasgupta because I have obtained much of the information regarding Haripada from her book entitled Alor Sandhane, that is in the pursuit of light, or you can say in the search of light. Now, the name of Haripada Saha is not even familiar within Satsang fraternity. So therefore, it is not a very popular name. But I do think that he is, an elevated soul. He is, I think, a liberated soul also. He did not need, any birth. But just to serve his master, he took his birth. And as far as the information goes, he took his birth at a place, namely Baradi. It is situated presently in Bangladesh. From the reliable source, so we have come to know that he was the son of an aristocratic jamindar of that particular locality, that is Baradi of present Bangladesh. But once upon a time, he was seriously ill. As a matter of fact, he was suffering from severe kind of diarrhea, abdominal disorder. And it was a kind of chronic disease to him. And he was about to, you can say, die. But then there was a person, namely Satish Chandra Goswami. He was the family mentor, family mentor of that particular family, not only of that particular family, of the, we can say, bulk majority of the portion of the present Bangladesh. He was the family mentor. But this Satish Chandra Goswami, when he came to know, about the Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, and when he realized the real nature of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, when he realized that God himself has come in the form of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, he immediately instructed all his disciples to take initiation by his holy name. So, when this person, that is Haripada Saha, was suffering from this abdominal disorder, that when he was suffering from this disease, at that point of time, one day, Satish Chandra Goswami, was in his house, and he offered, food to Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, and then he gave this prasad, you can say prasad, that is the food offerings to the deity. It is said like this: he prasad to Haripada Saha. But then, as a matter of fact, he gave 12 thin bread fried in ghee. In Bengali, it is called luchi. In this condition, particularly the members of his family, got frightened, because if this person, if this person eats so many, a dozen of, thin breads fried in ghee, then he will definitely die. But they could not say anything because of the fact that their, family mentor instructed him to take, and we must know the importance of family mentor, on those days. And then the Haripada, ate these, you can say, these thin breads fried in ghee. And it is definitely it is a wonder. You may think it is a kind of supernatural phenomenon, but whatever may be the case, after all, he was completely cured from this particular disease, and he regained his health. Of course, you may think that this is the kind of exhibition of endowment. Well, it is so. As a matter of fact, Sister Thakur Anukul Chandra did not like the expression, you can say the exhibition of endowment. He categorically stated that don't try to exhibit your endowment. This is not good, because this will lead a pursuer, say a religious pursuer, or you can say a sadhak, it may ruin his prospects. But I think that in certain cases, it is this exhibition of endowment is not that too bad. For example, in this case, of course, Sister Thakur Anukul Chandra also possibly, anyway, it is my opinion that exhibition of endowment in certain cases, in some, I should say in some emergency cases, is not that bad. And so, whatever may be the case, when Haripada regained his health, then he thought that, I have got my life back because of the grace of my Lord, that is Sister Thakur Anukul Chandra. Therefore, he was determined to remain within the company of Sister Thakur Anukul Chandra. And then he went to Pabna, that is the ashram of Sister Thakur Anukul Chandra, namely Himayatpur. It is a small village near the near Pabna town of present Bangladesh. Anyway, and he took initiation, and then he remained there. I should say he remained with Sister Thakur Anukul Chandra throughout his life, and he served as an attendant. But I do not want to use this term attendant. Rather, I would like to say a votary, or you can say a person who has taken to serve, who has taken to serve his master voluntarily. In Bengali it is called sebok. And it is also said, it is said like this. As a matter of fact, Sister Thakur Anukul Chandra once stated like this, not exactly like this. He has stated like this, that na bolite kore je kam se tai to sebok nam. That is, one who serves his masters without hearing his instructions. That is, without waiting for his instructions. That is, he knows what would be the requirements of his master, because of the fact he feels for him. So therefore, it is because of the fact that this term, that is sebok, is used. Anyway, as a matter of fact, we know that Haripada was seen to finely combed the hair of Sister Thakur Anukul Chandra with all attention, with all, you can say, with all care. And we also know that he was found to wield a cloth for cleaning to remove the flies and mosquitoes, so that his Lord may remain safe from these flies and mosquitoes. As a matter of fact, the only intention of sebok, that you can say the only intention of a real sebok, or you can say of a real votary, of a real you can say attendant, is definitely how to keep his master safe and secure from all sorts of danger, from all sorts of discomforts. And Haripada did this to his level best. There is no doubt about it. But definitely, when Haripada came to Sister Thakur Anukul Chandra, then he was just a young lad, and Sister Thakur Anukul Chandra brought him up, and he instructed him to study homeopathy. And Haripada secured the degree of namely MB in homeopathy, most successfully. And when he came, then Sister Thakur Anukul Chandra instructed him to prepare Ayurvedic medicines. As a matter of fact, Sister Thakur Anukul Chandra gave him, he gave him a small boat, or a small boat of gallipot and a pestle, and 2 mortars and pestle. In Bengali, it is called Kholnuri and Hamandista. Anyway, and Haripada actually prepared, you can say Haripada was instrumental, I should say. Haripada was instrumental in making so many Ayurvedic medicines, namely, hepatone. This is the medicine, very much effective for liver diseases. And let's say, abormin, or like that. It is also used for gynecological disorders and so many others. As a matter of fact, these medicines are still very much effective to combat very many diseases of human being. But you can say the tragedy is this: because of the want of advertisement, because of the absence of advertisement, or you can say so-called, you see, so-called advertisement, so-called, so therefore, these medicines are not so popular. As a matter of fact, these medicines are not so common to us, but these medicines are, you can say, I should say life-saving medicines. Anyway, but then, so therefore, not only that these disciples, you see, come to their master, they take bath and they want to remain in the company of his master, to serve his master only, but they in turn do, you see, I should say, they do serve the humanity at large, I must say. And anyway, you see, Haripada, you see, he, as I have already stated, he had prepared so many Ayurvedic medicines, and Bandanadi, for example, she has written like this, that she was immensely benefited by, you see, by taking his medicines, you see, because of the fact that she has stated that 2 of his issues, you see, were lost because of because of some gynecological disorder, but by eating, or you can say, but by taking those medicines, you see, this disorder was completely cured. So therefore, these medicines were definitely very effective and efficacious, even on today. But the irony, as I have already stated, that these medicines are not so popular and not so common within us, and this is definitely an irony of fate. But anyway, and definitely the formula of these medicines were given, none other than Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha himself. Anyway, just to serve the humanity. It's no exhibition of any supernatural phenomenon, like absolutely not. It is definitely based on pure science, you see. And Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha is a spiritual master based on, I should say his life philosophy is based completely on science. You see, there is no doubt. There is no doubt about it. He doesn't believe in surmise. He doesn't believe in, you can say in so-called belief. Whatever he says, it has been his own life experiences. So therefore, anyway, and then I must say this Haripada, you see, when one day, when Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha attended audience, then very many people were present. Among them, a little girl, namely Gunja, was also present. Then, on that particular day, Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha called Haripada and said, you see, just see this girl. She was your mother, you see, in your last birth, in your just previous birth, in your past life. Haripada got stunned. And definitely, Haripada completely believed his statement. And then he treated this girl, you see, as his own mother. And I must say that this girl, Gunja, was the daughter of Srisho Rai Chaudhary and Toruma. At least we say her as Toruma. Popularly, she was known as Toruma within the Satsang fraternity. And Srisho Rai Chaudhary was an engineer by profession, but he was, both of them were ardent disciples of Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha. And in this connection, Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha also, intimated to Haripada Shah that, you see, your mother was a very devoted lady, was a very, devoted woman. And she had tremendous affection towards you. She was in the Pabna, and since Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha, you see, later on came to Devghar. It is presently situated in the Jharkhand state of India, and that's why this the mother of Haripada took her birth at Devghar as Gunja. It is because of the fact just she wanted to remain in close proximity of his son, that is Haripada Shah. Haripada was a ascetic, that is, he was a confirmed bachelor. He didn't marry actually, but he was, we can say, he was a complete sannyasi without taking apoplexy. I must say, without taking apoplexy. Yeah. So in this apoplexy means without taking the brota of sannyasi. Yeah. He was a real sannyasi, but he had a kind of, you can say, attachment towards the family, as because Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha instructed him that she is your mother. So therefore, actually Haripada treated this little girl as his own mother, and he actually gave her very many gifts, ranging from golden earring, and then silver anklet. And not only that, her day-to-day requirements, for example, books, exercise books, or toys, whatever it may be, Haripada gave her. And Haripada met her every day after the completion of his own daily work. And he actually asked this little boy that whether you can recall anything. Gunja could not answer anything. Possibly she could not recollect anything. But one day an incident happened like this. That is, Gunja one day was playing with a toy sword. And it is needless to say that this toy sword was given by none other than Haripada. And this toy sword, actually she was cutting the throats of the people who were around who were around her. And when Haripada asked her that you must cut my throat at first, but tears rolled down through her eyes. She could not cut the throat of Haripada. God knows why. If I say that at that point of time, she somehow recollected the tremendous affection towards his son, that is Haripada, and that tremendous affection devoured her, from cutting the throat of Haripada. So therefore, it is an indication that whatever Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra said to Haripada was a gospel truth. There is no doubt about it. So not only that, I must say that his mother, that is mother of Haripada, knew that his boy would not marry. So therefore, it is her responsibility to keep an eye towards him. Maybe it is my, of course, it is my, you can say it is my thinking. It may not be so. But whatever may be the case, but I want to say, one thing. That is, in conclusion, I want to say, that is, Haripada, the very name may seem very trivial one. As I have already stated, that this name is not even popular within the satsang fraternity. But that means he is not that prominent disciple. But I think that he is by no means inferior disciple. As a matter of fact, he is a liberated soul. He is definitely a very good soul. There is no doubt about it. As a matter of fact, he got his salvation. Salvation means moksha. That is, he completely conquered the cycles of birth and death. That is, janma mrityurja chakra, the cycle of birth and death. And he was, on the feet of God himself. In other words, he could have remained, on the feet of the Lord, and he could have enjoyed, eternal bliss. But still, he did take his birth just to serve his master. Just to serve his master. In this case, that means he did not have any work in these three worlds. In this connection, I may recall, one sloka of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. There is the 22nd sloka of 3rd chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It runs like this. Na me parthasti kartabbam trishu lokeshu kinchana na anabhyaptam abhyaptam Bharto evo chakarmani. The meaning of this sloka is simply that is, in these three worlds, O Partho, no duties. I have no duties. As a matter of fact, no duties are there for me to fulfill. Because nothing remains unachieved or to be achieved. But still I do I continue in action? This is the meaning of this sloka. In this connection, I must say that, if this is the condition of God, The same is true for, for this type of disciple also. That means this disciple, that is namely Haripada, did not have any work, but just to serve his master, he did take his birth. As a matter of fact, this should be the characteristic feature of a devotee, because this kind of devotee, you can say, this kind of devotee thinks that I must enjoy both the life, both the entities. That is, as a one entity as devotee, and the other entity to realize the, you can say, realize the God. Both the entities they want to enjoy. I think they are the most cleverest person. They are the most astute person, because of the fact, as I have already stated, because they want to enjoy both the entities, and this should be the case. So in conclusion, I must say that though the name of Haripada Saha is very trivial one, but his achievement is by no means trivial. He wanted to serve his master, and in this connection, I must say that the Purushottam, you can say supreme person, at least I think that Sri Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha, is definitely is a supreme person. As a matter of fact, they are very much concerned for other creatures, for other people, but they are very much indifferent among. They are very much indifferent for them, I should say. For example, Sri Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha, once he was attending audience, and suddenly he shrieked actually and said, "See, who gets injured? See!" And then the people who were there, they searched all around the campus, and ultimately they saw that a pup, that is, a pup, got injured because of the fact that the nightman, struck him with his stick. So therefore, and then Sri Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha instructed them to console this pup and to give him some food, and until and unless this pup got complete comfort, you must not leave him or her. And ultimately they did it, and only then the Sri Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha regained his normalcy. Just see, that means it is just an example to state that that they are very much concerned for other people, but they are absolutely indifferent for for their own well-being, and therefore there should be some persons who would look after the well-being of his master, of their master, and here Haripada did exactly the same thing. So live in love. Joy.